Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's a very special day for me because today is day 25 of the 75 Hard Challenge and I can't believe how far I've come. I wanted to take a moment to share with you my progress so far, and I'll give you some before and after pictures. They're not all that pretty, I'm just going to tell you now. Trigger warning, grown man in his underwear. And I want to reflect on my progress so far and of course share my thoughts with you of what I'm going to be doing for the next 50 days moving forward. But before we get to all that, all right, now that we got that out of the way, for those who don't know what the 75 Hard Challenge is, it is a challenge created by Andy Frisella, and go check him out. He's got a podcast called Real AF, and the AF does stand for what you think it stands for, real as fuck. He is a very hardcore individual. I think you're going to love him. And I'll tell you what the 75 Hard Challenge is and what I'm doing in particular for each one of these things. So the 75 Hard Challenge is a 75-day challenge. You have to do these 5 tasks every day without fail. If you fail those tasks, you must start over again from day 1. So you're not going to want to start over after you get 6 or 7 days in. You're not going to want to start over. And before I really, well, we'll get into why I'm doing this in a minute, but let's talk about the 5 things are for the 75 Hard Challenge. So first one, you have to take a daily progress picture. I recommend you take it in the same position, wearing the same outfit as often as you can. Now, some days you just can't do that like I didn't. Some days I was wearing a different, pair of pajamas or boxer shorts. And some days I couldn't get to the same position because, someone was down in that particular area of the house. So you'll have to kind of figure that part out. So some days aren't all going to be the same, but I would strongly suggest you do and take pictures that you don't mind sharing. Like some of these pictures, you're going to see them in my pajama pants. Sometimes I'm underwear, and I don't mind showing that so much. I'm not wearing thongs or bikini shorts, but you want to make sure it's a picture you don't mind sharing with people, because at some point you may want to share these. And I originally didn't want to share. I wasn't going to share this experience at all, and we'll get to that in just a second. But that's my tip. Take a picture in the same place every day if you can. You must read 10 pages of a nonfiction book. This is task number 2. A lot of people struggle with that. I was watching some other people's videos and they're like, oh my God, that's so hard. I can't read, or I don't like to read. And I'm a big reader. I'll probably read, 75 to 100 books a year. So reading I knew wasn't going to be a struggle for me. The 3rd task, you must drink a gallon of water every single day. And I knew that the drinking water wasn't going to be a problem. I've been drinking a gallon of water every day for over 5 years now. So the drinking water part wasn't going to be a problem for me. I knew that starting into this. And I usually drink probably 1.5 to 2 gallons every day. And what I've got, hang on, I'll be right back. I don't know if you can see it because I got this fake background, I know, but I've got this huge jug and I fill it up every day and I drink it, right? So it's not that big a deal. And I don't always drink it straight from the jug. Sometimes I'll put it in a cup, but I put it in a jug. Now, Andy tells you not to add any additives, but I do a particular diet and I have to add some electrolytes to my water. I have to. Or I have heart palpitations, all sorts of other issues, which we'll get into in a minute. So I do have to add water due to the diet that I'm on. And so, I've heard some people say you're not supposed to add stuff with water. I've heard some people say you can, but officially I'm to their saying you're not supposed to add anything to your water. In other words, they're talking about flavoring. So don't add flavorings to your water. Just use regular water. But I do add electrolytes, pink Himalayan sea salt in particular, and some potassium. But that's that. So drink a gallon of water. The other thing you have to do, or 4th thing you have to do, is you have to do 2 workouts. One of them must be outside. They both must be 45 minutes, and they can't be together. So you can't just do one big, long, hour and a half workout. You got to do 2 workouts, 45 minutes each. One must be outside. You can do both outside, but one of them at a minimum has to be outside. And the 5th and final thing, I'm looking at my stuff down here. The 5th and final thing is you must stick to a diet. You can't have any alcohol in that diet, and you can't have any cheat meals. And I see a lot of people saying, I'm doing 75 soft and blah, blah, blah. Just do 75 hard. You literally get to choose. You get to choose your own workouts. You get to choose your own meal plan. There's no reason why you shouldn't do 75 hard. So I don't understand that. Unless you're just absolutely against drinking water. I don't know. So I've seen some other challenges out there that aren't Andy's challenge, and the whole purpose of this, it's a mental challenge, and it's going to make you develop focus and discipline, and it's supposed to be hard. It's called 75 Hard for a reason, right? You're supposed to have a transformation mentally and physically, not just physically, but you develop that discipline. For those of you that take any kind of martial arts, you know what I'm talking about. You develop that mental toughness and that mental discipline through physical acts, through physical training. So stick to a diet, all right? So let's get into what I have been doing thus far and the reason why I'm doing it. So I hate saying so much, but so. What I have found, just going to be totally honest with you, in the last few years, I've just kind of been complacent. I've been on autopilot. I've been very not me, you know, and I don't know if it was due to the pandemic, things going on, but in every aspect of my life, I've been just about miserable. I'm finding that I'm irritable. I'm angry all the time. Littlest things just upset me, not like break down and cry upset me, but like piss me off kind of stuff. And that's not me. I'm usually the jolly, happy guy, always looking for a good time, trying to be the good time. And I just realized that I wasn't myself. I put on some weight. I hadn't done any Spartan challenges in quite a few years. I think I did one in 2021 because it was postponed due to the pandemic. Didn't prep for it very well. I lost a little weight, but I was still in the 190s, which I usually walk around the 180s. And I was in the 190s after training, and I still kind of half-ass trained, like I said. So I just wasn't very happy with a lot of things going on in my life. And I just didn't have that energy, that fire like I used to. I was just like, oh, everything was low. I procrastinated about everything, literally. And so I decided I needed a challenge. I needed to wake my ass up. I needed some mental strength that I used to have, some fire. And so I decided to, I don't know how, it just popped in my feed a couple months ago, and it kept popping up. And I said, you know what, just one Saturday night, I decided I'm going to do 75 hard tomorrow. I'm just going to go for it, And, I'll say this, I've been abusing alcohol probably more than I should have. I don't drink during the week. I'm not that kind of alcoholic, but I do drink too much on the weekends, or I was. And I knew that it just wasn't me, and it wasn't what I needed to be. And you can be productive, and you can have fun, and you can cope with stress without drinking. So I said, all right, I'm starting it tomorrow. So I went and got a bottle of tequila, and I had 2 drinks. I didn't get crazy. I had a couple of drinks of tequila that Saturday night, and then the next Sunday I started 75 hard. And so that was, let me scroll up here, I'll see, that was April 23rd was day 1. This is going to put my last day as of July 6th. So day 75 is going to be July 6th. And so 25 days. So day 1, and I'll show you some before and after pictures here in a minute. Day 1, I weighed 199.2, and that was after a few days of dieting. I was like 203 the week before. So 190, I was basically 200 pounds. And on day 25, I was 189.8. So 10 pounds in 25 days. So a little over 3 weeks, 10 pounds. And I knew, and I'll just kind of start telling you some of the weight loss things, and I'll tell you what I've done and all these different things. But I knew, like, I had lost 5 pounds within the first week, pretty quick. And I stalled, but I kept losing inches because my belt, I had moved down another notch, and even that notch was getting loose. So I knew that I was recompositioning. I was putting on muscle and losing fat, which made me feel good. And about day 14 is when it started clicking with me. And I said, okay, I'm going to record this, and I'm going to share this with people if I make it to day 25 without quitting. And here we are. I've made it. So I'm going to share the whole journey with you guys. And I'm not going to post every day. I watch some other people's channels, and it's boring. I mean, I ate a cheese, I ate a chicken breast today, and I walked the dog. And the next day, I ate a chicken breast and a salad, and I walked the dog. I ate a chicken breast, and I walked the dog. It's just ridiculous. You don't need to hear all that. I don't even know if I'm going to take any pictures of any food. I mean, that's just silly. You know what a cheeseburger looks like, right? So, I'm going to post every 3 or 4 days, keep you guys up to date, but I'm not going to get crazy with the food posts and all that stuff. So let's just talk about what diet I'm on and what workouts I'm doing. So I have been keeping it simple. I've only lifted weights 1 time in this 25 days. Everything else has been body exercises and walking. And the reason why I'm walking is I had a foot injury from October of last year. So for 8 months now, I've had plantar fasciitis in both my feet. And I bought some special shoes at Christmas. Actually, my wife bought me some really awesome Hokas that were made for this. And my right foot healed almost immediately. My left foot, the plantar fasciitis kind of went away. And it's pretty much almost gone now. but it was still coming and going, and my left ankle has swollen up and started to hurt. And so since I've been working out or walking and really pushing myself, some days I'll walk 4 miles, and I'll get to the end of the day and my ankle will be swollen up pretty bad and it'll hurt. But then the next morning, like I'll get up the next day and the swelling is almost totally gone and there's almost no pain. And throughout the day, the pain will kind of come and go, or it'll come back. But the ankle, and I've had some ankle injuries from running in the past and rolling them and different stupid things. So I've got some foot problems. I've broken my feet. I've broken almost all my toes at some point in my life from doing karate when I was younger, different things. So I've got some foot problems. There's no doubt about it. But I haven't been able to run. So I said, well, I'm going to strengthen my feet through this process, making myself get up and work through the pain. And that's what I've been doing. So right foot's good, left foot still giving me some issues, but I can see that every day it's getting stronger and it's feeling better. So I hope towards the last 25 days, I'll be able to do some jogging again. I don't know that I'll be back up to running 8 miles a day, but I should be able to, get a few miles in, or at least start building that endurance back up. So that's my plan. So that's what I've been doing for workouts. Again, you get to choose your workouts, guys. You don't have to be crazy. Just get off your ass and move around a little bit. So for some people that might be running. For some people that might just be, it might take 45 minutes for you to walk a mile. If you're really overweight, that's cool. You do you, right? But I'm overweight and I'm getting closer to a proper BMI, but I was at like 28 or 29% BMI. So I'm in the overweight category. At one point in my life, I was actually obese, believe it or not. I was up to 225 at my heaviest way back when. So I've been on every fad diet. I've tried them all: keto, Atkins, carnivore, fat smash, vegan diets. I've tried them all. And I chose carnivore for this particular diet because, one, I know it's one I can stick to. I feel good on it, and it's just easier for me. I mean, just in general. And I've been successful with it. Now, is it a diet, that you can maintain for all your days, till you die? I don't know if it's sustainable. But I'm a big meat guy. I'm not a big veggie guy, big fruit guy. My weakness is sweets and pizza. I have a big sweet tooth, man. I just love, a big bowl of ice cream. So the no cheating has been a problem. Even diet I've ever had, even when I was on carnivore before, I would stick to it for a week or two and then have a big cheat day, and that sets you back, for 3 or 4 days because your body doesn't go back into fat burning because you've had all those carbs. So, that was a big change. Not drinking alcohol has been a big change. And we had the Louisiana Pirate Festival, which I'm a member of the Lake Charles Buccaneers, and was a advisor to the Pirate Festival board this year. I hosted the Battle of the Bands, and shout out to Man Cave, my peeps. They sponsored the Battle of the Bands for us. But and if you're in the Lake Charles area, go check them out. But I made it. It's a 10-day festival. I'm sorry, a big 10-day festival. We dress as pirates. We party hard. So I knew that was in the middle of all of it, and that was going to be really probably my biggest challenge. And it really was, to be around all the people that all your party friends. They're all just hammering it back 24/7, and you can't drink. So that was an interesting part for me. But I made it through it. I didn't drink. I haven't had any alcohol for 25 days. So if I can do it, I'm telling you, you can do it. So that's my workouts. That's my food. I'm on the carnivore diet predominantly, and I've been mostly doing BBBE. If you don't know what that is, it's bacon, butter, beef, and eggs. And I've been doing a lot of beef, a lot of eggs. Haven't had a lot of bacon, oddly enough. Haven't had a whole lot of butter. I'm going to cook my eggs. I'll throw some butter on them. But I've been doing a lot of ribeyes. And if you can't afford ribeyes, this is not an expensive diet. Everybody says it. I go buy from Walmart those big boxes of 32. It's like 4 pounds or however much it is. Beef patties, 100% beef patties. And I'll cook up 10 or 15 of those on a Sunday, and then I'll eat those for 2 or 3 days. And then I'll, eat something else, on Wednesday. But I'll do up like 10 or 15 of them. I'll do half the box, which I'm going to do today. Today's, just a day that I'm out. I don't have any burgers left. I had a leftover ribeye earlier today for lunch, and I'm going to have some burgers and probably some eggs tonight. And I do that. So it's easy to cook. There's not a lot of meal prep involved. You just cook some burgers. If you want to throw them on the grill, throw them all on the grill at once and be done in 20 minutes. So you do you. Figure out what works for you. Hard-boiled eggs, pretty easy. Just take a whole crate of eggs, boil them up all at once, and when you're done, throw them in a Ziploc bag and put them in the refrigerator. Eat on them throughout the week. So I've been mostly doing BBBE, but occasionally, like if we eat out, I'll get some chicken wings, or I'll get some chicken breast, but I'm sticking to carnivore. I eat a little bit of cheese, but I haven't had much. Even when I do the burgers, I might put cheese on a couple of the burger patties, just the burger patties by themselves. and then I'll eat 2 or 3 if I'm still hungry without the cheese, because I know that cheese inflames me, and when I eat too much cheese, my weight loss tends to stall. So I've got to watch my cheese consumption. I love cheese a lot, but I've had to watch it. So that's my diet. I haven't had any alcohol. Talked about the workouts, water. I showed you. Just get a jug in the morning. I fill that sucker up. Put my electrolytes in it, pink Himalayan sea salt, and some potassium chloride. Get them both on Amazon. Boom, I'm off to the races. Let's talk about the books that I've read, and then I'll show you my before and after pictures of my before and my day 25 pictures. Don't expect much, but you can see a very visible difference. And I've lost 10 pounds of fat, like I said. So the books I've read 6 books so far for the 25 days, and they're all pretty awesome. I started with Fast, Feast. I'm sorry, I didn't start with Fast, Feast, Repeat, but I did read Fast, Feast, and Repeat. It's a good book. You know, it's a long book. It's maybe not something I would recommend to anybody, but if you're into fasting, which I've done fast, if you've watched my channel before or any of my stuff, you know, on my personal Facebook page, I love to do challenges. I've done 5-day fasts. I've done a lot of 72-hour fasts. So I just wanted to maybe get a little more knowledge, because I know that I'm going to pepper in some fasting coming soon, which I'll talk about in a minute. But I've done 6 books, and I'll tell you, there's 2 of them I'm going to recommend to you, and they're pretty hardcore. I'm slipping here. Let me sit up straight. I'm in my office chair, and it leans back, and I'm kind of being lazy because it's a long video. But No More Mr. Nice Guy. If you're a man, go read No More Mr. Nice Guy. And if you're a woman, the author says you can read it because it does teach you a lot about how men think and why they act the way they do. And I tell you, man, I started that book, and man, the first couple of chapters, I was just like, that's me. You know, by the time you get to the end of it, it's like, all that is me. I'm an asshole. I mean, I really, I'm an asshole. And it explains maybe why I've been feeling the way I've been feeling for the last couple of years, and some of the stupid things that I've been doing, or just the way I've been thinking and acting, you know. So I took this challenge to get my fire back, and I can tell you that the fire is back. I'm very, very focused on doing the things that I want to do and achieving my goals. And I hope that I hope the fire is going to stay. And when I get to day 75, on day 76, I hope to introduce myself to my new self, and I'm never going back. I'm hoping, knock on wood, that's what I'm not hoping. Choose your words wisely, because words matter. There's going to be a new me on day 76, and that guy, you know, the old guy's not going to be around anymore. I'll show you the picture of the old guy in a minute, and that guy no longer exists, even at day 25. Day 76, he's definitely not going to exist. So the other book that I recommend, I read 6, like I said, is No More Mr. Nice Guy. Read that one. And Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And I actually got my copy. I got my copy. I do have my copy right here. So this book, man, it's trippy. And I don't know if you can see it because I got the fake background. But Outwitting the Devil. And I've read almost everything by Napoleon Hill. So when someone had recommended it to me, I was like, never heard of that book. How is there a Napoleon Hill book that I've never heard of? And I heard the story of, he wrote the book in the 1930s. Like he did most of his books. And he brought it to his publisher, and they're like, this is pretty controversial stuff. So they decided not to publish it, and he gave instructions to his wife, don't publish this book until after I'm dead. And when you read it, you'll understand why. And then he died, and she had the book, and she said, all right, told her daughter, don't publish this book until after I'm dead. I don't want my name attached to it. You know, don't post it till after I'm dead. They just knew there was going to be some heat coming down from it. And because they were very religious people, from what I understand. And the daughter, I think, sat on it for 20 years after the mother who died, or his wife had died, and she didn't publish it. So in 2011, she published the book, or his estate had published the book. And so it's very interesting, and it picks out, it's very Napoleon Hill as far as the things that he teaches, you know, have a plan, and these are the things that are going to stop you. But he frames it as in the devil is doing these things, and this is how he gets you. You know, I don't want to ruin it for you, so I don't want to tell you too much, but it talks about all the things that'll knock you back a few notches and keep you from achieving your full potential. And they're all legitimate, whether you believe in the devil or not. You know, all these things they've proven them now with psychology over the last, 50 years or 75 years or so with organizational psychology. All these things have been proven out, but he was thinking about these things before he had any kind of scientific data to back them up. So pretty interesting things. So go check out Outwitting the Devil and No More Mr. Nice Guy. Both fantastic books. Let me see, guys. I guess I need to show you my picture. So 10-pound difference, before and after. You can definitely tell in my midsection. I'll throw the picture up here. And You can see my midsection looks a little bit different. I'm getting a little more definition in my shoulders and my chest. Still looking a little flabby, a lot flabby in the gut area, a little flabby around the chest area. So my goal, obviously I need to lose weight. I want to get back in shape. I want to get fit, but I have an aesthetic that I'm looking for, not just to be stronger, which that's going to come. I want to be stronger. I want to be faster. I want to be tougher, but I'm looking for a particular aesthetic. And so that's my goal. I want to get down to about 15% body fat, 12 to 15, and stay at that weight, and that way I can dip down to the lower numbers if I decide I want to. So it's a challenge, it's tough, but 15 is a healthy range according to the doctors. So I want to get down to 15% body fat. That's my physical goal. What am I doing for the next 50? So let's talk about that. I have done, fasting in the past. So my goal this week for the next 2 weeks is I'm going to start probably next Monday or Tuesday, and I'm going to do some what they call alternate day fasting, which is basically a 36-hour fast. You eat, say, Monday, you don't eat on Tuesday. You eat on Wednesday, you don't eat on Thursday. And I'm going to do that for 2 weeks. And I foresee me really dropping some body fat pretty quickly with doing that particular routine. And again, I'm sticking to my diet, the carnivore diet. So if I try it for 4 or 5 days and I decide, I don't feel right, I'm struggling with my workouts, my head's not right, my motivation, I can quit the alternate day fasting and just stick to the carnivore diet, because that's what I set out to do at the beginning. So that's not a fail, but don't be afraid to push yourself. I stuck to the carnivore diet for 25 days, so I know I can do that. Now let's push it to the next level. The next level is throw in some fasting and see what happens. So I'm going to do some alternate day fasting for the next 14 days or so, and I'll let you know how that is going. And I'll start that probably next week on Monday, and we'll just see. If I feel good, I'll push through it, because I've done 48s. I've done what's called rolling 48s. And I've been doing OMAD recently, not intentionally, just I get busy throughout the day and I'm not hungry, so I don't eat till I get home. And then I get home and I eat. I ate a big meal. Like the other night, I ate 2,000 calories in one sitting. And, I felt fine. I was a little lethargic for about 45 minutes after I ate all that beef, but I felt fine the next day, felt fine that day. So you can have big meals if you have to. But again, be smart. I don't normally track my meals. I just stick to the carnivore or the BBBE. But occasionally I was like, man, I just ate a lot of food. Let's see how much I ate. So I typed it onto my little tracker, and it was 2,000. Actually, it was 2,200 calories, if I'm not mistaken, by the end of the day. And so that was a lot of weight. That was a lot of food. It was a lot of beef patties. I think I had a few eggs, 4 eggs that day. So be smart. If you're going to overeat, calories do count. So you can't just pick any old diet, but find a diet that works for you. If it's a Mediterranean diet, cool. If it's Weight Watchers, I've seen people on YouTube say, I've been just doing Weight Watchers. Okay, cool. Just stick to a diet. Don't cheat, and don't drink any alcohol. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at what you can do if you just toughen up your mind and say, am I really hungry? I mean, do I really need that spoonful of peanut butter? Because I love some peanut butter, those you know me. Or do I need those 2 bowls of ice cream? No, you really don't. And you're not really craving them. I mean, you think you're craving them, but when you ask your body, like, do I really need that ice cream? Like, am I really wanting ice cream? Your mind is telling you it wants ice cream, but your body's like, no, I'm not even hungry. Why are we trying to eat ice cream? So you'll start to find that you'll eat less. So, I mean, there's some days that I've got to kind of make myself, I'll eat just a couple burger patties. And I'm like, I know that's not enough food to sustain my body. I'm a 190-pound person. So, and I'm 5'10", 10 and a half. And so I've got to eat more. So you'll get a feel for what works after a little while. I said day 14 is when it started clicking for me. The first week I was sore every day, all day, because again, I'm doing push-ups, squats, sit-ups, leg raises. I'm walking a couple of miles. And for the first week to 2 weeks, I'm just sore every day all over. But day 14, I guess that diet was really kicking in. My body was adapting to the extra workout, the extra exercise and movement, and it just started clicking. So that for me is when it started really getting going. So day 14 is where it got going for me. So that's day 25. I got some notes here. I'm just kind of checking it out, make sure I didn't miss anything. That's kind of really all I got. So the next 50 days is going to be interesting. I'll be posting another video in the next few days. Watch out for it. Make sure you like, subscribe, the usual stuff. And if you're on the 75 Hard Challenge, I'd love to, let's continue the conversation below. I'd love to hear what your struggles are, because you're going to hit a wall. I've hit several walls throughout this. You just push through it, and you start realizing, like, the other night. I did not want to get up and do my second workout. During the Louisiana Pirate Festival, there were some days I got home 10, 11 o'clock. I had done my second workout. I'm sitting here doing push-ups at 11 o'clock at night. You're going to have to do that. You're going to have to do things you don't want to do, and you're going to have to push through those roadblocks and those, when you hit a wall, you just got to move through it. But you'll feel better the next day, and I promise you, you'll start realizing how strong you really are when you overcome those obstacles. And there's one other little tip I'm going to give you. This is something I've been telling myself on the days I want to quit, because there are going to be days you're going to want to quit. I tell myself, if you want to quit tomorrow, you can quit tomorrow, but let's do one more day. If you just tell yourself that, okay, give yourself permission. You can quit tomorrow. If you still feel this way tomorrow, quit tomorrow, but let's get through today. And so far, knock on wood, that's worked. The few times that I felt like I wanted to quit, I said, okay, you can quit tomorrow. If you still feel this way, quit tomorrow. And here I am. I'm still doing it day 25, going strong. So like and subscribe. Share this with somebody if you think it might inspire them. I'm a 48-year-old man, and I'm overweight, and I've been foul. I've not been living up to my full potential, and that's not fair to my family, to my wife, my kids, my coworkers, my clients, and all that fun stuff. Not fair to you guys. So if you're one of those kind of people, regardless of age, I'm telling you, if I can do it at 48 years old, pushing 49 here in a couple more months, so can you. That's all I got for you guys. And remember, like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.